Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, JRose. Welcome to the JRose Experience. We have an episode full of women's empowerment for you today. I sat with poet and author modern Medusa to discuss her new journey in helping other writers get published. I also got to sit down with Healing Queenz founder Emma E2K to talk about how she helps women in abusive relationships. And then we sat together, had a group discussion, and talked about the importance of open mics for a performer's path. And of course, to wrap up the episode, we played a fun game to see if great minds really do think alike during our Off the Top segment. So stick around for the vibes and keep growing. Experience. I'm your host, JRose. I'm super hyped about today's episode. As always, you already know we out here in Tampa bringing all the heat to some amazing and inspiring people that are out here. Today's first guest is a published author. She has published 6 books and is on her way to publish her 7th book. She's a major mental health advocate. She's all about empowering Black people and talking about Black culture, and she's just for the community. So please welcome my guest, modern Medusa.
Hey, world. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Thank you. I'm so honored and I'm happy to be here, really.
I'm excited to be talking to you because I do have a lot of questions about your publishing path. You had mentioned earlier that 4 of your books are poetry books. 2 of them are self-help books. Yes. And this one that's coming out is a short story book.
So the one that's about to come out is another self-help workbook. But I also have a short story and poetry collaboration. Yes.
So is there a difference in the process when you are working on a self-help book versus a poetry book?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
What are some of those differences?
So I would say surely that when I'm working on my poetry books and collections that it's definitely a collection of pieces that I've grown with and grown, from. So
is it more like tied into like personal?
Yes, absolutely. It's a personal thing. It's a journey that explores throughout my life. Versus with the self-help workbooks, it's everything that every individual deals with. So it's not exclusive to just me. It's something that we all can utilize, including myself and the reader.
Right. Has publishing gotten easier the more you do it?
Absolutely, 100%.
Really? Good. I'm glad she said that because it made me nervous. I was like, oh my God, if she says no, it gets worse. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Mm-hmm. So what's a common mistake that you see other people do when they're publishing their work?
Well, I like to, enlighten those that do, produce their work because, one, that's a hard thing to step out on and, to have the courage to do. So I always enlighten those. But as far as a common mistake, I would say just not having enough belief in their products and in their work that they have produced.
Wow. And you also coach people, or you help them, right? Yes. When they're looking to publish their books. She helps people that are trying to publish books.
That's right.
How did you fall into that? Because that wasn't something that was like your plan. You kind of just stumbled into it.
Absolutely.
So what was that? Were people just like hitting you up all the time with questions?
They would, specifically about, how can I see that you've published books, how can or what platform did you use, or, can you read over my material and see if there's any errors, or,
wow.
Things as such. So I definitely got a lot of those questions. So it definitely builded and instilled the foundation to my coaching business. I do work on the production of publishing, but I also help other people, find their true goals, their true senses of their lives. And I'm really proud about that.
That's amazing. No, because not only are you, doing what you love, but you're helping people get to a space where they're doing what they love.
Absolutely.
Now, as far as advice for people that want to publish their books, what is the best way to publish a book where you are not getting ripped off when it comes to the money?
I would say determine the worth and value of your products, and then determine, is it sustainable to publish on whatever platform that you're using. Me myself personally, I use Amazon, Kindle Direct Publishing. Shouts out to them.
So that's like you self-publish to them.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
So that's another route in itself. Discovering whether you want to do self-publishing or if you want to go through a production company and have them publish for you. So,
did you do? Were you like doing research and then made you? So
Absolutely.
What was the deciding? Well, I'm sure there was more than one deciding factor, but what's one of the deciding factors that led you to do self-publishing instead?
Freedom. And just being able to be creative in all the ways that I feel necessary, especially dealing with mental health and the Black culture. I wanted to be able to have no barriers to say what I wanted to say and for it to be felt and to not be held back from a company that didn't agree.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't realize it. Published companies, like, you can't even create your own cover. Like, they do all of that. So not having that creative control.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So to kind of break down what you've already published, right? Obviously, they serve different purposes.
Absolutely.
So what do you want your readers to walk away with when they read a poetry book versus when they read a self-help book?
When the readers read my poetry, I want them to walk away with a sense of knowing that they're not alone, that any emotions, words, or experiences that they have been through that resonates with mine, gives them courage to keep pushing forward. So I want them to walk away with that. As far as the self-help workbooks, I want the reader to walk away with guides and tools to, push forward, and tools that have helped me and that I utilize as well. So, to kind of just walk away with those tools to help build and sustain.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. What's one of your self-help life hacks?
Self-care day.
Ooh, I love me a good old self-care day.
Yes.
Let me tell you. What's something that you do when you're taking a self-care day?
Oh my goodness, girl. Okay, so
she got the rundown. Okay.
Yes. Okay, I start with the clay mask. Do that, get my face glowing and popping.
Not
I might
the
get
clay.
Yes. Afterwards, get my jade roller, get the vitamin E oil in my face, just get glowed up, that melanin going.
Yes.
I may get my nails done, a pedi, a little massage in the chair.
Right.
A little retail therapy doesn't hurt, a little shopping, getting
respectfully, right?
Right.
Respectfully to the bank account.
Yeah. I shop for a lot of spiritual stuff, so I come home often with new stones.
Yeah.
And a lot of bundles of sage, and so guilty.
Very guilty. Throw away the key.
Yeah. So to sum it up, just anything that makes me feel good. Yeah.
I like that. So tell me about your most recent book that you're about to drop.
So the most recent book that I'm dropping is titled You Are Love, a self-reflection workbook.
Nice.
Yes. So that workbook is filled with coloring pages, mandalas, therapeutic art, guides, crossword puzzles, word searches that can help you, find a sense of self-reflection. I have a writing journal in there, writing prompts, and a couple of pieces of my poetry that I feel is encouraging. So,
that sounds like a fun book.
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh, when where can I get that book? I'm on Amazon?
On Amazon! That's right.
I love it.
Absolutely.
I kind of got like a weird fun question because I'm a weird fun person.
if you could really think about a historical figure in the past, right? If you believe in reincarnation and past lives, right? Who do you think you may have been if you were a historical figure in the past?
So, I would honestly say, and it's in a sense of my history, oftentimes I feel as though I am a reincarnated version of my grandmother.
Ooh.
She passed when I was really young. I was like 1, I believe. But the similarities in our features are uncanny. From what I hear about her personality and traits, they're very much similar to mine.
Really?
Absolutely. So I really feel as though I carry her soul. I'm very old school. I love old music,
Yes.
jazz, blues, the real soul music.
Yes.
So oftentimes,
feel good.
Yeah, right. It's in my soul. So I feel as though she is definitely inside of me, and like I said, it's not really in a national sense historic, but to my time,
that is your history.
That's my history.
Listen, it's subjective, okay?
Absolutely.
It's subjective.
So,
I love that.
Yeah.
I know you brought some poetry to share with us today.
Yes, I did.
Ooh, all right. So we'll be right back with a performance from modern Medusa. Stay tuned.
The Rose Garden Events is an arts and entertainment agency that cultivates creative growth. By curating open mics, talk shows, pop-ups, and retreats, we provide a platform for aspiring poets, musicians, visual artists, entrepreneurs, and more. We're excited to announce our new social media management and brand coaching services. That's right, you can now hand over the social media wheel, or we can guide you as you do it on your own. This is the one-stop shop where creativity is always blooming. For more info, visit us online at therosegardenevents.com. You can also find us on all social media platforms at The Rose Garden Events. Keep growing.
I guess her flowers don't bloom anymore. I guess there's no room for sunshine in her garden. Daisies and tulips metal fenced and guarded and pardon her vines that touch Sidewalk Avenue. The civilian's view of curiosity yet disgust. The bumblebees trust her sweet nectar only to be consumed. The man that once groomed her garden left her alone and unfarmed, but don't be alarmed. She's just another garden in the ghetto waiting to be watered. She is the daughter of a seed once planted in the womb of a queen, yet her soil has no nourishing factors. Standing alone and still, her leaf-filled branches flow in the wind to represent life. Rain and strikes of thunder, puddles of mud, all snakes and bugs have crawled and slithered. This garden was once picture perfect. Carried so much beauty on the surface, environmentally served a purpose, and now they pick her flowers for corpses. Rest in power to the motherland she used to be. Sprayed down with pesticides from society, but no flies they kept away. No lies they could portray, and no fertilizer they laid could change the view of this monolithic garden, but I bet they'll tell you her flowers don't bloom anymore.
I'm so excited I got both my kids' appointments to get their hair done at Shining Star Kid Salon in Brooklyn, New York. The best part is, I get to pick up a couple of my favorite natural hair products like their Fearless Edge Control, or their Fearless Hair Oil. And these are just some of my favorite products to style my hair with. Head over to ShiningstarKidSalon.com to order from their line of natural products the whole family can enjoy. Or make an appointment if you're in town. Use code JRose20 at checkout for 20% off your online purchase. Keep growing.
All right, welcome back to the JRose Experience. I am your host, JRose. I'm here with my next guest. I'm super honored to have her here. This queen is a poet, motivational speaker, podcast host, mom. She's a motivator, an inspirer. She's a leader in her community. She's out here doing the thing and doing it for women, helping women empower themselves, and literally the list goes on. And I'm super excited to have her here. Please welcome Emma E2K.
Hey.
Welcome, bienvenido.
Thank you. I feel like home already. Thanks.
Yes, I mean, she walked in and I was like, hey, Titi, like, already.
In the house.
And the nails, you already know I'm feeling it. But thank you so much for making the time to come out here. I'm super honored and excited. I definitely want to dig right into your life. You know, in some of your work that I've seen, you talk about being a survivor of domestic violence. And, you know, me, myself, I've experienced that also. So oh gosh, I didn't want to like get emotional. Give me a second.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, all right. So you are a big advocate for domestic violence. You've survived it. You are here helping women that go through that. And I want to know, like, why was it so important for you to share your testimony with others?
Before, I used to shy away from even speaking on it.
Right.
I grew up Bronx, New York. You know, you ain't supposed to show no pain. You ain't supposed to show weakness.
Yeah.
You know, you got to tough it out. They suck it up, buttercup, right?
Yeah.
And so, you know, that really was something that you don't speak too much about. 5 years ago, I began a spiritual walk and I accepted Christ in my life. And that's where they taught me that it was okay to share. It was okay to let people know what I've been through. And in doing that, I found so many women going through the same stuff.
Yeah, and were you surprised?
Very surprised.
Right.
I thought it was just me.
Really?
I thought it was just me and something that I didn't do right or things that I did. Not understanding that it was a culture.
Yeah.
That it was where I lived in my environment. They okayed that.
Yeah,
like
it was the norm.
It was cool. Like, you're supposed to check your girl.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And if you go and tell your friend, hey, you know, should I leave this guy? He's slapping me, this and that. Girl, no. He's going to buy you a Gucci bag next week.
Yeah,
like, hold
he's
on.
paying your bills.
Hold on.
Yeah.
So they made it so norm that it was just like, okay, well,
I guess this is how life is.
yeah, well, let me get the manteca over there and top this other black guy because...
Yeah.
You know, and keep it moving.
Now, you've obviously been on a journey to heal from all of this. So what was one of your most satisfying healing outlets that helped you get through this?
Well, accepting Christ in my life, right? And doing things different. And also giving back, like really giving back. So I started a nonprofit organization called Healing Queenz.
Yes.
And so Healing Queenz is we don't just deal with women domestic violence, but women that have experienced any type of violence. So it could have been within their family unit, with their own kids. Yeah. Like the stories
I'm sure
are so when you're going through this, you think you're alone. A lot of people are like, oh, just leave them. Oh, just do this. They give you a list of things to do.
Yeah, just do list.
Right. Here's all these lists. Here, go do them. But nobody says, hey, let's check them off. Can I do this together? Can I walk with you?
Yes.
If you need to talk, I'm here.
Yeah.
So Healing Queenz, we do life with women. Like real life. Like, you're going to call me up and let me know how you're doing. Whether it's good or whether it's bad. No judgment.
Yeah.
If you went back with him, it's known that women go 7 to 10 times back to their abuser.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna go back 3 or 4 times, I'm not gonna cut you off because I get it. I've been there.
Yeah.
I've done that several times myself.
Right.
So I get it. I'm not just gonna be like, oh, you're weak or you like it or this and that. No, I get it. You're just in this space that you don't even your value is gone.
Right.
Like, you've been chipped away, so you're just like, don't even know your worth. And that's why Healing Queenz is there, to remind you of your crown.
Yes. Now, what advice do you give people that aren't necessarily in that space, but have people that are constantly coming, like that friend that you go to and you're always complaining about the domestic violence, and then they're just like, oh, stop coming, you always coming and complaining with the same thing, you're never gonna leave him. Like, what advice do you have people that respond like that?
People that respond, stop.
Oh, yes.
Please stop.
Where?
Because when I was in it and I complained to my friends and they told me the same thing, what I did was I shut down.
Yeah.
And so I stopped sharing. And so that wasn't an outlet for me anymore. And so now the only person I got is the person that's abusing me. So now I'm just taking. I'm afraid to say anything because they're going to be like, but why you went back to him?
Yeah.
Or but this and that.
Yeah.
So please stop. Whoever's doing that, stop. If you can't just honestly just listen without judgment, then yeah, don't be in that person's life.
Yeah, don't be that person, the go-to person.
Right, but they're already beat up enough. Believe me. We beat ourselves enough.
Yeah.
We don't need somebody else to add on and be like, oh, but
the guilt, it's my fault.
Right.
You're already putting yourself
Especially
in
when you've never been there and you don't know about it. Like, learn about it. Like, read about it. Like, look at these documentaries. There's so much information out there about DV.
Yeah.
You know, get to know what you're really
statistics.
talking about and what it looks like before you start saying, oh, just leave. It's not that easy for everybody just to leave.
So, for you, being that you are supporting so many women that are dealing with so much trauma, so I would assume that you have like a lot of conversations, they're constantly talking, you mentor them. How do you decompress that energy that's being fed to you? Because now people are feeding that negative energy, and that has to be heavy for you to deal with.
Very heavy.
Like, so how do you like navigate yourself out of that so that like you're okay and you have peace?
Right. So aside from praying, right, because that's my go-to.
Yeah.
Praying it out and understanding that it's not me necessarily that's helping these women. I'm just really, the messenger. So understanding that I'm not the one doing anything and passing the buck to God. So here you go, Lord.
Yeah.
Because all I'm doing is just being like the middle person and letting them know, hey, that's your go-to, that's your father, go to your daddy, you know what I mean? And once I know that and I'm clear with that, I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't have to hold it or carry it for nobody.
Yeah.
That goes straight to where it's supposed to go, not to me.
What is a memory that you have or a moment where you really saw what your work does for people?
Ooh, it's been several moments. But one, if I have to pick one.
That doesn't mean it's the best one. Just something, whatever,
right. So if I have to pick one, and of course, the 60% of the things that we do, we can't talk about.
Right, because it's confidential. Respecting people's privacy.
Not only their privacy, but their safety.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, because we relocate women, so...
That's amazing.
I got to be careful with what I say, how I say it. But if I have to pick one, just to generalize, we did remove a woman with her children and relocated. And I honestly thought this woman was going to go back because she was so deep in.
Right.
But that's not our call. Our call is just to help.
Yeah, provide what they need.
Provide the
resources.
service.
Yeah.
We graciously have many people that donate anonymously.
Right.
That can cut that check so we can be able to do those magnificent things and remove
amazing.
Women out of their space. So we did that for one. Like I said, I personally thought she was going to go back, and seeing her a couple years later, how she just blossomed and developed, and her child is in the service now, and he's serving, and fighting for the country, and all these amazing things that she's been able to do with her life. That's just one.
Doesn't that don't you go home and just be like, wow, I changed somebody's life.
Yeah.
And where can people donate to your organization?
They can go to the website, Healing Queenz, with a Z.org, and pretty much all the donations you can go through there. We're all on social media, Healing Queenz Inc.
Yeah.
So be careful with that Cash App. There's a Healing Queenz for some reason that is not us. So if you don't see the logo, which is the two hands in the crown, you're not donating to us.
Yes, so just go to the website, all right? Skip the Cash App, go to the website so you know you got the right space. No, that's amazing. I have a weird, fun question for you because, that's what I do. But if you were the leader of an all-woman superhero squad, what would your squad name be?
Healing Queenz.
Damn!
That's a no-brainer.
That is a no-brainer. That was the assist.
Douche.
Not even that. Oh, that was great. I know you have a poem to share with us.
Yes.
All right. So we will be right back with a poem by Emma E2K. Stay tuned.
survivor. Wait, I don't think you heard me. I said I am a survivor of domestic violence, broken relationships, street life, of being used and abused, of my environment. Today I was reminded of why God placed all you amazing queen sisters in my life. He knew that my village had to consist of some strong character women that I could respect. Women that as she speaks, she will be healed. I'm a survivor. No, wait a minute. I don't think you heard me. I said, I am a survivor of domestic violence, broken relationships, street life, of being used and abused, my environment. Today I was reminded of why God placed you all amazing queen sisters in my life. He knew that my village had to consist of some strong character women, women I could respect. Women that understood between us there is no need to compete because we all have purpose. Women that did not judge me but instead empowered me and allowed me grace when I didn't even know I needed it. Women that prayed for me in silence, prayer warriors. Women that were about their kingdom business. You see, when you are in a healing process, you need those that tell it to you as it is with no chaser. You need those that will listen when you need to be heard, but mostly you need those that recognize when you are down and you need to be lifted up. Those without a warning will walk alongside you, reminding you that they got your back because we're just not meant to do this life alone. Then just like that, they're doing life with you in a way that gives you more motivation and safety to face your fears. They inspire and encourage you to speak up and be healed. I am grateful for the diversity in my healthy sisterhood. I am blessed to have them all ages and in all stages. I learn from them that like they learn from me. We draw to each other because we are not that different. We are more alike than we sometimes want to admit. When we unite, we are so incredibly powerful. Iron sharpens iron. Amazing things begin to happen and lives begin to transform when we serve one another. So, queens, if they can't see your crown, they can't see you. Let me repeat that. Queens, if they can't see your crown, they can't see you. Lift your voice for the voiceless. Make sure you're being heard because as she speaks, she will be healed.
Whether it's tax season, the holidays, or whatever falls in between, you want to make sure that you're being smart with your money. So go visit my girl, Queen Candace, at the Queen Blueprint to learn how to gain your financial freedom. You could get a personalized debt payoff plan, a full financial overview, and learn to repair your relationship with money. Smarter money moves are waiting for you at www.thequeenblueprint.com or call 877-387-BLUE. Use code JRose20 for 20% off of all our financial services.
This segment is brought to you by the Rose Garden Events. All right, welcome back to the JRose Experience. I am your host. Yes, I'm still JRose. That ain't changing. And I'm here with both my guests back on set with me. We're going to get into this amazing group discussion, and then we're going to play some games. You ready?
Ready.
All right, so today's episode, our topic is open mics. How pivotal are they for poets to attend, or are they overrated? I want to know. What do you think?
They are not overrated at all.
Okay.
Speaking in a sense of open mics, I feel like they are very necessary. A lot of open mics have fed my soul. So I think that they're definitely valuable. I don't think that as a poet, you need to necessarily attend an open mic to be a poet.
Okay.
But I think that it is a great thing to do, to experience, to enhance the culture.
Right.
So, yeah.
How about you? What's your opinion?
I mean, it's needed because that's where you sharpen your skills, right? And you get the love from your peers. It's important just to support the community, So I feel that it does a great thing, especially if you go into the right one,
Right.
So
what does the right open mic look like?
It supports the artist. It's about the artist. It's about the poet. It's about motivating them, feeding their soul. That they come out of there talking about, oh my God, that was awesome. They heard me. I was heard.
Yeah.
I was able to speak. They created a stage for me that you feel that they personalized it for you. That's a great open mic.
Absolutely.
How about you? What are some of the good traits of an open mic?
Honestly, number one would just be to feel as though you're heard. Having that respect on the stage, and that's because it's a sacred place. You know? And I honestly feel as though it's a feeling. You feel it on your skin. You feel it in your heart. You feel your soul pumping.
Right.
Because of the environment that you're in, especially with open mics. So I love them.
Right. What's one of the best things that you've ever experienced at an open mic?
One of the best things that I've ever experienced was I was a feature at Studio 620, which is in St. Pete. And after my set, I went backstage, and when I was coming back up, there was a young lady that was, asking to speak with me. And she ultimately just started crying. And she was like, I felt everything you said. And, can I please get your number? Can we talk? And, she was a poet herself.
Right.
So, we would send our work back and forth to each other and, do little check-ins and stuff. But I never had that happen. So it was definitely a moment of truth for me to just keep pushing and spreading my truth because other people feel.
Did you believe in yourself a little bit more?
I did. I
Nice.
did. My heart melted.
Yes. How about you? What's one of your best experiences?
I mean, as a poet, it's a different experience from being a host. I would say I think my moment was hosting and just seeing like the sea of poets and how just being a part of that, being a part of As She Speaks open mic. I have the privilege to co-host it, and I've been meeting so many amazing women, queens, even some kings that we get them up on the stage.
Yeah.
But just the sisterhood that is created there, like just the unspoken rules that we have that everybody already knows.
Everybody's respectful of it.
You respect. This one's on the mic. Like be conscious and everything is like it's so protected that you can even bring your children.
Yeah.
Like there's no games being played, no disrespect to nothing. There's so much respect that even kids can come. So that clean environment allows you to open up because these poets we're opening our wombs. We're letting you in. So we want to feel like, are we safe to do this? So yeah.
What is because you mentioned hosting. What is any advice that you have for someone that's like looking into starting to host events?
I would say first of all, know the craft, right? Because if you're hosting, whether it's for rappers or poets or whatever it is that you're hosting, you gotta know the industry because it's important. It's almost like I can't give you an advice on curly hair if my hair's straight.
Right. Yeah.
So just know your industry when you're hosting. Be the best you can be at it. Remember people's names. I'm not good at that, but remember people's names. Write it down. Yeah. My problem is I'm a freestyler. I like to freestyle at the moment, and when you're hosting, you kind of have to have things in a little order. And thank God I'm just a co-host and not just the host.
The host.
Right. And then I have somebody else that holds me down. Thank you, Michelle.
And how about you? I don't know if you've hosted events, but I'm sure you've blessed the many open mics as a poet. What advice do you have for hosts to put on a good show for you?
as Emma said, give the space of vulnerability, of sacredness, and respect. But, just most importantly, show the creatives and poets that perform that they're needed, that they're valuable, and that anything that they speak, whether it be a whole sheet down to a haiku, that it's heard and that they're necessary. So.
I have a little devil's advocate question. Well, it might not be devil's advocate, but is a poet ever too experienced or too big time to bless a stage at an open mic?
Never ever.
Okay, listen. I gotta keep it 100. Everything I do and everywhere I go, right? I think it's just there's a time and a place for everything.
Right. Okay.
Right? So if you're just starting and you're just kind of not even understanding what poetry is and you just kind of want to try it, you should go to those circuits that are like for beginners, right? So like when you're skating, when you're doing anything, it's beginners, it's and then it's the professionals.
Yeah.
Same thing with poetry, So if you're in a room, and I'm not saying that there's some that first time they go out, you're like, wow, this is the first time
I've
you got on the
definitely
mic.
seen a few of those.
But it's like singers. I know I can't sing. I'm not gonna go and be somewhere and try to sing. I know I can't sing. So I'm just saying, be mindful. If you did it in front of the mirror and you kind of was questioning, just be mindful of the place where you're gonna experience that at, so they can receive you well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I was saying.
Yeah. I mean, I think open mics are a great place for when you're beginning, for you to kind of get inspired. And I think when people are really experienced and like are, doing poetry and spoken word at like a really high capacity, I still think it's cool to like pop up at an open mic just to like flex and inspire the beginners, right? Because I've seen people on stage that when I was beginning and I was like, oh my God, it was intimidating. I thought I'd never be as good as them. And then like 5 years later, I'm interviewing them on my show.
Nice.
So it's like, if I hadn't seen that person, who knows, maybe it would have taken me, maybe I would, it was inspiring. So I think like it's a great space. I think that if you are very talented and very experienced, you can shop your new poetry at an open mic, right?
True.
So as far as you guys, you've been in the game for a while. You've set your feet into the ground. Everybody knows you. You're well known in the community. As veteran poets, do you think that it's okay for you to go to an open mic and perform for free, or do you think that you would only want to go to an open mic if you were being featured and it was a paid feature?
Me personally, it really just all depends on the context of the open mic. If it's for the community, if it's, my sisterhood or, anyone that I'm linked with, of course it's on the house, like I'm there, it's free, because poetry is much of therapy to me. So sometimes just getting the words out, getting the piece out is enough payment in itself.
Right.
But if it's a showcase or something that's, going to be, vendors or different businesses there, that are contributing and, gaining from that event, I would like to be in that line too. Sign me up for the check.
She said, sign me up for the check.
So it really all depends on the context to me. But
okay. No, that's fair. Yeah. How about you? Where, how can I get Emma E2K on my stage?
I agree with everything she's saying, and I will add that most of the stuff that I do is for free. Only if it's to inspire or to give back to either poets or women, I'm in support of all that. Anything that has to do with supporting, empowering, creating a stage, so any woman could be creative, I'm on it. But if it's a venue that you're making all this money,
selling tickets at the door, vendor spots, there's money coming in.
Right, if there's money,
paying a DJ $300.
Right, you're paying somebody to clean your sweat brow. Let me get a check.
To blow up your dress when it's hot. I know.
Right, and not even me personally. I always say to donate to Healing Queenz.
Right.
So I still don't get nothing personally. I still go somewhere else.
Of course. Oh my gosh, that is so inspiring. You guys have no idea. Are you guys ready to play a game?
Let's do it.
Absolutely.
We're gonna play a game. Let me get my cards. Okay, it is time for Off the Top, our random game segment where we pick a game and we get creative, we have fun, we are silly, and it's a vibe.
All right. I'm nervous, y'all. Let's see.
Don't be nervous. I trust you.
Blank slate.
Ooh, another new game for this season, Blank Slate. We're gonna see how like-minded we are. You ladies ready?
Yes.
All right, we'll be right back with Blank Slate.
Hey, it's me. I'll just grab another one on the way.
Nothing much. I'm calling to check in. We still having game night tonight, right?
So do you have any kids?
No, not at the moment. Actually, no.
Ask him about his kids in the future?
What? This segment is brought to you by Jen and Scholar.
Okay, we are back and we're ready to play Blank Slate. So the way we play Blank Slate, well, the JRose version, is we gotta see how like-minded we are. Okay, so I'm gonna pull a card from this amazing deck, and the word has a blank, and we have to fill in the blank. But the goal is for us to put the same word. Okay? So, are you ready for the first card?
Go.
I picked this card on purpose because it's just funny to me. But the first word is pot blank. Pot blank. You guys can play too.
Dun, 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 dun.
Wait, my hands are so sweaty. I can't open the marker. Oh, wait. It's hot in here. All right. Maybe I shouldn't be playing this, but... All right, let's see what you wrote.
What is a pothead?
I'm from
Never mind. Got it.
That's from up north. You gotta be from up
That's
north.
that New York shit. She put pot roast. All right, we got it. We got the All right, the back of your marker has an eraser.
Oh Lord.
And that's why I picked the word. It was hilarious. I was like, I wonder what. That's the only thing I could think of, though. And when I saw roast, I was like, oh, there's another
Right.
word.
I could not think of another word either. I was like, is there another word?
Does that exist? Okay.
What's the next one? I'm ready. This is fun.
All right. Let me see. I'm just gonna pick a random one. I don't want to see it. How about this? I'll turn them upside down. Oh, there's words on the back too. What the hell? All right, we ready? Okay, next word. School blank. School blank. Okay. Ready?
Ready.
Show your word. Yes! School bus! Okay. We're on a roll now, ladies. We're on a roll. Let's go. We have to think alike. Get into your queen self. Okay. Next word. Rubber blank. Ready? Show your word. Fuck. Why did I think of rubber band? I put rubber ducky. I was way off on that. Damn it. All right. All right, next word. Ooh, black blank. Black blank. Are you drawing on it?
She's doing look fine.
She's adding art. Okay, ready? Show your word. Oh, shit. Black Lives Matter. Black culture. I put Black Panther. But, you know, I feel like it's all the same, right?
Yeah.
All right. Yes. We get a point. Okay. Last one. All right. Come on, give us like a real hard one. Okay. Last word. Finger blank. Guys, you better get this. We better all be on the same. I'm sending my word telepathically to you guys.
Oh man.
No pressure.
The lights.
Okay, ready? Show your word. She don't finger licking good. I got fingerprint, you got fingertips. Damn it! None of this is
I
the
think
same.
it's the same thing.
Yeah.
The tips.
The fingertip
and
has the fingerprint.
Yeah,
And it's finger
and
licking
it's
good.
looking good.
Yeah.
That's it.
I say we
Okay,
won
yeah.
this. We
That's it.
got this. We got all the points.
Yep. I think so too.
I agree.
All right. Well, that I listen. I could play this game with you guys all
That
night.
was fun.
Yeah.
Or day. I don't even know what's going on outside. But I do have one last question. It's a question that I ask every single guest that comes to my show. I have this belief that creative people are superheroes. We do amazing magical things. We create magic and turn it into something tangible for other people to enjoy. So, you as a creative, what is your superpower?
My superpower would be to be filled with empathy, to feel others' emotions, thoughts, feelings without them saying a word.
Right. Empathy is very important, and that is a superpower. How about you?
I would say listening, but other people have told me it's my hugs.
Oh,
Because I can feel the energy, and we give and take of energy.
she's got super hugs.
Her hugs are great.
I love it. I love it. Ladies, thank you so much for hanging out with me. This has been like, this episode was lit. I had a good time. But before we say goodbye to the audience, please let them know where they can find you.
Well, you can find me on Facebook at Janae Modern Medusa Hardy and Instagram at Medusa and Poetry.
I'm Googleable, soy googleable, so you can Google Emma E2K. And all social medias, you'll find me. Just don't stalk me, but you'll find me. My security's tight.
Listen, she gonna bring that BX security up in there. No, thank you so much. Make sure you guys follow, connect with them. I mean, buy the books, donate to the organization. These women are doing amazing things, not just for themselves, but they are giving back to the community in many, many ways. So definitely try your best to support that. And of course, make sure that you are following us and subscribing to the YouTube and Facebook at the Rose Garden Events. You can find the show's Instagram at JRose Experience. And then you can find me on Instagram at My Crumble Thoughts. Thanks so much for sticking around, guys. Have a wonderful day and keep going.
Can I get a yard?